Rhodes is overcrowded, it's overpriced, and you have to have a rental car to get around, right? We'll clear all this up for you. Let's get started. We know that vacations and holidays take a lot of planning, and when we are researching places, we look online to see what people are saying about the place. Some of the things we read about Rhodes, which by the way is locally known as Rhodos, are just plain wrong and completely untrue. Some of the things are true and accurate, but some are more a matter of opinion, not really true or false. But we're not shy here, and we'll be more than happy to let you know what we think. Okay, item number 1, Rhodes is overpriced. And let me just say right away that we surprisingly disagree with this. Our trip here cost quite a bit less than we were expecting. Now, if you know us and have been watching our videos, you know that we are budget travelers. And since we were coming from Turkey, which is in general much cheaper than Greece, we were expecting a pretty high amount of euros to be coming out of the ATM. But in the end, our total spending averaged $82 per day for the two of us. That's for our housing, food, transportation on the island, and activities. We think that's pretty reasonable. Now, that being said, there were some things that we did think were a little overpriced. The restaurants that are right on the beach, well, we had lunch at one such restaurant, and this one plate of food that you see here was right around 20 euros. But when it comes to the amount we spent on housing, we think we hit the jackpot. We rented a 2-bedroom apartment with a big kitchen for just $35 per night. We thought that was fantastic, and overall, we are pleased with the prices and our spending on Rhodes. Okay, the next thing, true or false, most of the local people speak English. We would say this is true. No, it's not 100%, but there is no reason to be worried about a language barrier here. The island's core existence, almost, is centered around tourism, and with that comes a large number of people fluent in English. Okay, next, you need a rental car to get around the island. We think this is mostly false, with one exception I'll get to in a minute. And the reason a rental car is not necessary is because there is a network of bus routes to take you where you need to go. The prices are fairly reasonable, usually in the €5 range. The buses are fairly frequent depending on the route. For example, there are over 10 buses per day that shuttle back and forth between the popular tourist area of Lindos and Rhodos the town. But there is a but here. For exploring the west coast, a rental car might be handy because the buses are less frequent on that side of the island, sometimes only one per day. Next up, the beaches are rocky. This one is a mix, it depends on the beach. Most of the beaches on the east coast are not rocky, they are generally sandy, which makes it nice for taking a stroll along the water. This includes the most popular east coast beaches like Lindos and 𝗥𝗛𝗢𝗘𝗘𝗘. Now, some of the beaches on the west coast do have more of a pebbly surface, but one of the positives about this is that these beaches also tend to be a little bit less crowded. So hey, you can give up the sand and have a little more seclusion, or keep the sand and just have to share that sand with more people. Or why not visit multiple beaches, right? We think Rhodes is a great island for beach hopping because there is so much variety in the beaches here. Okay, the next thing, the tap water is not safe to drink. We think this is false. We drank tap water the entire time we were in Rhodes. We didn't get sick or have any problems. There is of course bottled water if you want to play it safe, but based on our personal experience with the tap water, it's fine. Okay, the next one. The food on Rhodes is boring. Yes, we really did read that, and we really disagree with that. Now, this of course is subjective, and it's going to depend on whether or not you like Greek food, which we do, a lot. Our favorite thing to eat here was the Greek salad, with the delicious cucumbers, tomatoes, feta cheese, olives, and olive oil. We got a Greek salad just about every day. There is so much more food to talk about, and let me show you the food at a great restaurant called 𝗥𝗛𝗢𝗘𝗘𝗘𝗖𝗘. I love the extra M's in the name, and it's so good. This restaurant is away from the tourist areas. We like that. The owner is especially friendly, and the souvlaki here is marinated to perfection and is fabulous. The portion sizes are huge, as you can see in the photo here. And here's another restaurant I want to recommend. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it's right next to the bus station in Rhodes town. You can't miss it. And they serve these massive gyros, and the best thing is that the prices are extremely reasonable. About €3 for a gyro, which is not too bad considering this place is right in the heart of the tourist district. And don't leave Rhodes without trying some of the locally produced food items. And when I say locally, I mean produced not just in Greece, but actually right here on the island. First, you've got the fabulous fresh honey that you can get from the grocery store or from the stands along the side of the road. And the other locally produced item that I want to mention is the olive oil, which is of course perfect with those Greek salads that we love. Alright, next, Rhodes is overcrowded. We think this is mostly false, but maybe just a slight bit of truth to that statement. Now, in the winter slow season, it is definitely not overcrowded. Quite the opposite, actually, according to the people we talked to who live there all year. We were there in the shoulder season, so not quite when the crowds peak, but when we were there, we did notice that the Old Town area of Rhodes could get a little crowded, especially when the cruise ships were at the dock, which is right next to the entrance to the Old Town. But even in the Old Town, it's quite easy to escape if it's overcrowded by getting off the main paths and wandering around the smaller alleyways. We suggest turning off your Google Maps, come on, we know you can, and just allow yourself to get lost in the back passageways. It feels so much more authentic, especially when you see the people who live in the Old Town just going about their daily lives. Now, another area that we thought could get a little overcrowded was the Lindos area, as you can see here, with all the souvenir shops and restaurants. The beach at Lindos is also one of the smaller beaches, yet it still seems to attract a huge number of people and gets crowded. But like I said earlier, get over to some of the beaches on the west coast and you may wonder if you're even on the same island. And the best way to escape any overcrowding you may experience, we think, is to head to one of the small villages. We chose to visit the village of Masuri. We got here on a local bus and spent some time just walking around and taking photos. And the reason we enjoy this so much is because we like to observe and experience another side, a more traditional side, to life in the places we visit around the world. There were no tourist attractions here, no beaches, no souvenir shops. We had lunch in the restaurant. I don't even know if the restaurant has a name. It's just the restaurant under the big tree. Many of the ingredients in the salad we had came straight from the owner's garden. But yeah, this village was so peaceful and definitely a much slower pace than the more visited parts of the island. Next, Rhodes is hot and arid like a desert. We are going to say this is generally true. The terrain does have kind of a dry and arid landscape, with an exception I'll talk about in a minute. The summers are hot here, no doubt about it, but the rest of the year is actually quite pleasant, especially the spring and autumn. Winters are a little cool and also the time of year when it can get a little rainy, but if you get tired of the arid and barren landscape, head over to Seven Springs. As you can see here, Seven Springs feels more like being in an alpine setting. I mean, it's no Switzerland or anything like that, but when we came here, we almost completely forgot that we were on a Greek island. The waterfall itself, as you can see, it's not spectacular, but we really enjoyed walking on the trails through the forest and also getting into the water a little and enjoying the lake. And a popular way to get to this lake is through a tunnel. But yeah, here's a tip for those of you who are claustrophobic. You won't get too far through this tunnel before turning around, but there's also a walking path to get to the lake too. And the restaurant is a great place to have an outdoor meal amongst the shady pine trees. And finally, don't flush the toilet paper here. This is generally true, but check with your hotel or Airbnb host just to make sure. So there you have it, folks. We hope we have debunked some of those rumors and myths about Rhodes for you, and also validated those things that really were true for us based on our experience here. Overall, we thought Rhodes was a fabulous island, and we would not be surprised if we end up coming back here. Hey, we've got an exciting travel destination coming soon. We've also got videos about living and traveling abroad on their way, so hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what we've got for you in the near future. Thanks for traveling with us.